There's a ton to love about it, and I also feel lucky working in the industry. There's this incredible mix of what I would call like factors that are known to make people happier in their jobs. So some examples of that are creative work. You know, how do I make this website look real, like super nice? Problem solving. Some days you're like a detective in a mystery novel or movie, trying to figure out why something isn't working right. And you know, the work is always changing. Every day you're on a different project. Every year new technology is created. I was figuring this out last night when I was putting this presentation together. iPhones were created when you guys, I think, were 3 years old. So before then, they didn't even exist. So like when Steve and I were growing up, we had to go to payphones. You guys may not know what payphones are. All right, well, your kids won't know what payphones are. Or get soda out of the fridge. Now, maybe there are some people who work like that, but I think it's mostly in the movies. Instead, I'd say that good software is built by people who communicate well, and that means being able to write an email and maybe even text well too. So while being good at things like programming is important, there's a lot of other stuff too. So you know, pay attention to Steve when he's talking to you about how to write better. So let's see. So I think some of these things are obvious. You know, an Xbox, sure, that's software. But how about your TV? Maybe a little bit obvious. What about Netflix? So watching movies or TV shows. Movies, like animated movies and even not animated movies, tons of software to do the special effects. Even things like driving your car, software is what handles your braking, all these other things, how you accelerate. And if you're really into racing, like F1 racing, tons and tons of software in there. The software industry doesn't, I think, have enough women or minorities in it. And what I hope is that you and other kids in your generation can help change that. It's really important to me, as I have a 4-year-old daughter, and what I hope is that she can grow up and be even better than I am at what I do. So one last thing before I wrap it up and let you guys ask any questions you want. What I didn't mention about how great my job is, we get free lunch served every day, and my favorite part is that there's this huge pile of bacon that we call Mount Bacon, and maybe I'll send Steve a picture of it later today, and he can share it with you guys. And that's all I had, prepared. But feel free to ask any questions you have about what I do, what software, or whatever it is you want. A few months, you could learn how to do something, maybe like put a web page together, and a simple web page, not a very fancy one maybe, but and over time you keep learning new things, and over time you can, I'd say, work in the industry. I think it's very common for people to have no experience in programming or coding when you start college, take programming courses while they're in college, they like it, and then they get hired right out of school. So
Code, have code classes?
Sure, I am here. I think most colleges have them. Certainly a school that's more specialized in engineering might have maybe more, or maybe a deeper program, but even what's called liberal arts colleges, would have it as well. So it's pretty common. You don't need to go, I'd say, to a special school.
Would you say computer science would be the major that one would take or take classes in?
Yes, Steve's right. Computer science.
There you go. In North Central, the high school that we feed into, they have a great computer science program.
You need to be able to figure out things sometimes yourself. Like, that means keep trying things. So perseverance is another good word, I would say. The math and sciences are important, but I also mentioned, being able to be a good writer, explain what you're thinking and your thoughts is super important as well. Try to find, and I don't unfortunately have a great recommendation, but I think when you guys start next week with Steve in your class doing the hour of code, start with that, see if you enjoy it. I assume Steve will have other websites or other things to have you guys go, if you are interested in this, go do these other things. If there isn't, my children aren't old enough, but I've heard that Minecraft is another one that is fun for people to around your guys' age to start